Hello, hello. We are live. So, welcome and happy Monday night. We normally do these on Sundays, but Sunday was a little busy for us. We had another event that we were a part of, so we did not do it Sunday night. But here we are on Monday. You with us?
I'm with you. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay. She's logging on her phone. So anyway, hi. Happy. Hopefully, everybody had a good Monday at work or school or wherever you do your Monday thing, and happy that you're here with us. As always, if you are watching and wouldn't mind dropping a comment in the chat, so we can just say hi, see who you are, and see who's with us. So, see, we've got a couple of comments in here. Who do we got?
We've got Jack and we've got Cindy. I don't see any other comments yet. Oh wait,
Oh,
I
okay.
see a Tammy.
So hi Jack, hi Cindy, hi Tammy. Glad to have you guys with us. Again, if you can click like, if you can just drop a comment, that'll help. That's one of the things we were actually talking about earlier today was that the more interaction that people have with our site, I think the better it is, better chance that it is that you're going to see the things
Is posted.
that is posted, because we know that
Yeah.
there's some censorship going on.
We are experiencing a lot of censorship in our group. So just to let you guys know, if we, Jimmy and I and Crystal are the three admins in this group. If we don't approve something, it's not because we're trying to censor you, it's because we're concerned that Facebook is going to censor us if we approve it. And today we saw that Facebook has put us on the naughty list, which means we must be doing something right.
Yeah, just today
So,
they must have had some fact checker working just on our
like
group, because
overtime working on our group.
there was like,
So,
I think there was 8 different posts or things that they removed and fact checked from us just today. So not just stuff that was posted today, but it was like they were going back for the last week or
yeah,
whatever and fact checking all of our stuff.
which we
So
knew was going to happen once our number, once we had so many people in our group, we
yeah,
knew that that would kind of put them on the radar.
right.
And I mean, censorship is going on, it's running rampant everywhere. I mean, we all have people that we follow on different platforms and stuff like that. I mean, there's a Christian platform that I follow that got kicked off of YouTube. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like in the middle of their like YouTube live or something, they just got kicked off.
Well,
I'm still trying to figure out what they did, but they did something that YouTube didn't like. So
crazy.
anyways.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that going on. So, if you're looking for a post from, a week or so ago and it's not there, or it says it's missing, that could be why. That's one of the limitations to being on Facebook the way we are. So, again, you can join us on Telegram. That's kind of our
Yes.
backup group. It might be something to go take a look at and be a part of. I'm looking to see.
There's a
Whoops,
lot
that's YouTube.
less
Oh, that's Instagram. There's Telegram. So if you want to go in and find us on Telegram, you can just search for Unmasked Tulare County. Again, if you don't have Telegram, just go to the App Store, download an app called Telegram. It's basically like a group messaging sort of social media site that's not censored. So I mean, people can go on there and say what they want to say and post what they want to post, and you don't have the kind of issues that Facebook has. So we started it just as a backup group in case Facebook went down, but we do have people who are using it. And so there's some conversation that's going on there as well. So you can find us there on Telegram. For those of you who are not aware, okay, obviously we're here on Facebook. We also have Instagram. That's the handle for Instagram. If you are an Instagram person and you didn't know that we're there now, you can go ahead and follow us there on Instagram. And then also YouTube. And there might be a handful of you watching on YouTube tonight because we link our YouTube channel to these live events as well. So if you are not a Facebook person, or you know somebody who's not a Facebook person, but they could check it out on YouTube, you can let them know to find us there. It's just Unmasked Tulare County. And on YouTube, if you want to click subscribe, and then there's a little bell on there that allows for notifications. So if you click that bell and turn it on, that means anytime we go live, it's going to give you a notification on your phone or wherever you're logged onto. So not just on Facebook anymore. We're expanding our reach when it comes to different social media platforms. So you can find us a variety of different ways. So we'll go back to our little festive Christmas tree deal here. So anyway, good stuff. All right, so we'll jump into this thing real quick. Try not to make this too late of a live event, but we did have something cool that happened this week, and that was the Tulare parade.
The parade. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and it actually wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to be. I was all bundled warm and stuff with my, what are those things called? You know, what is it that people used to wear a long time ago? Thermals?
Like long johns?
Or long johns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whatever. You know, I had my long johns on or whatever under my pajama pants, and I was getting kind of toasty.
Yeah, it was warm. It wasn't the typical cold.
Although today I was cold.
Today was cold.
I was cold today. I'm still cold.
So anyway, we had the Christmas parade. It was good. There was a number of you that showed up. We had a great turnout. The float was good, and it was just a lot of fun. So, we went out there. The goal was not to be the angry group at the kids' Christmas parade, but we did hand out candy canes and touch cards to kids. And if you saw our little recap video earlier in the week, we probably gave out something close to 1,000 cards, which was really good. But I think it was important to be in the community and just let people see us, know who we are, not, see that we're these angry people, but we're actually, we can be festive and all that stuff. So I think it was a win. It was a huge win to do stuff like that. So anyway, thank you for everybody who joined us. If you weren't able to join us at this one, when the next thing like that comes up, we do encourage you to join in. And it was a good time.
Yeah,
really good time.
It was a lot of fun.
So speaking of being cold, we did want to give you an update as well. Several of you have asked for and ordered hoodies, our Unmasked Tulare County hoodies, and they are on order. It'll probably be next week by the time we get them, just because the print shop that we use, half the shop is going to Hawaii for a vacation this week. So
good for them.
It's good for them that they're doing that, but it delays us about a week. But they did get the hoodies ordered and the shirts themselves, and then they'll go to print sometime next week. So you will have them by then if you ordered. If you still want to get in on the hoodie thing, I did order a couple extra in most sizes, but you may want to hit us up as quickly as you can. That way we can try to get that order in, especially before Christmas. I know there were a few people who were wanting to give these out as Christmas gifts, which I think is great. And, get it in as soon as you can, as far as what you want. That way we can try to make sure you have them before Christmas.
Yeah.
So good stuff. All right. Well, early in the video tonight, I didn't want to save this till the end because I feel like we do that sometimes with this event, and it doesn't, some people jump off by the time we get to this. But the big event that we have coming up is the January 3rd event at the Capitol, right? So we did find a flyer that's was there and now it's not. Now it's back. Okay. So there is a flyer. This is actually, it was organized. What the heck is happening here? Okay. Sorry. Technical difficulties. So there is a flyer. This event is actually being kind of hosted by a Facebook group called Our Children, Our Choice. This is a statewide group that took out the permit and everything for the Capitol. And I'd been kind of holding back. We talked about save the date and all that stuff, but we hadn't given really any solid details because there weren't any, up until recently. But they did, create the event. They have this flyer out there. So it's going to be January 3rd at 1 p.m. Now, what is this? If you haven't been with us and kind of heard our little spiel before, this is a statewide event where we're going to flood the Capitol with people from all over the state. So the goal is to get 50,000 people from across the state to show up. This is the day that Congress goes back in session. So legislators from California, that's your House and your Senate for California, they go back into session on January 3rd. So we're going to show up the day they get back to work. And we're basically going to tell them, hey, you cannot move forward with these mandates. Like, these mandates are not okay. You're going to mandate our kids. You're going to take our jobs, all of these things. Do not even think about passing laws that are going to make this a reality. So, we talk a lot about mandates versus laws, right? Right now, there's no laws on the books that, have mandates. And anybody who says these things are laws are wrong. But legislators could pass laws that would make this stuff actually the law of the land in California. So it's critical that we get up and we take our fight to Sacramento. Critical that we do that.
And they need to know that they represent us. And if they're not representing us, then
they got to go.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. I was scared to say it.
No. But yeah, and that's the thing, they do represent us. And, where we're at as a whole is whether it be a school board member, whether it be our local city council, county supervisors, up to, the president himself. Like, these are people who represent us. They don't represent, Sacramento or DC towards us.
Yes.
So like that's a shift that has to happen when it comes to how these public officials view themselves. And I think that's gotten lost over the years. So we need to get that back.
Let's go through some of these. Hey, really on a side note. So I don't know if she's still on here, but today is Elizabeth's birthday.
Elizabeth Vieira.
I just want to say happy birthday to Elizabeth.
Yes.
You are just so fantastic. And I'm so glad that we've met. I feel like we've just kind of become friends through this. And I just adore her and her family. They're all sweet. So happy birthday, Elizabeth.
I didn't realize that, but yes, happy birthday, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And then Paul said that he's going to follow up with Classic Charter.
Okay.
But
So yeah, I did call Classic Charter today. That's kind of the big news about this January 3rd thing is I talked with them about buses. And they do have buses available for us. It's going to work out to be about $40 a ticket. We can fit, I think it's 56 or 58 people on a bus. And that's about what it works out to for cost. So, you guys have seen the cost of gas.
Yeah,
right?
I just filled up, like just kind of topped off my car today and it was ridiculous.
So, $40 to get to and from Sacramento is probably pretty good. It's better than what you could do in your car, I think. So. Yeah. That's about what it's going to be, but seating is going to be limited. So if you guys want to go, which I encourage every one of you to go, bring your families, bring your kids, bring your neighbors, bring everybody. We need to bring a ton of people from Tulare County. But if you want to go and you need a ride, you need to let us know and reserve your seat so you can send the money over to us.
Now, how are we going to set that up? Are we going to have a separate post that says, hey, let us know?
Yeah. We'll put out a post that says, here's where you're going to reserve your seat. You could also reach out to us on Messenger if you want. We'll just keep a list, I suppose, of everybody. And
kind of like what we've been doing.
Yeah, what we've done for merchandise and all that. So if you want a seat on the bus, it's going to be $40 per seat. So if you're going to bring your whole family, it could get kind of expensive. Maybe then you look at, is it better to drive or whatever you want to do? You can make that decision for yourself. But if you want seats on the bus, you want to make sure to get that to us, make sure you get reserved so we can make that happen. So what the plan's going to be is we're going to have buses, hopefully in every one of the larger cities that's in Tulare County. And this is going to depend on feedback too. So like if we get 12 people coming out of Tulare, then we're probably not going to, have a separate bus for Tulare because it's the same price for the bus, whether we fill it or whether we have 2 people. So we need these buses to be filled with people.
Yeah.
So the plan is if we just get a ton of people who are interested, and that's what I'm believing for here, is that we'd have a bus in Tulare, a bus in Visalia, a bus in Porterville, a bus in Exeter, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But that's how we're going to do it. So if you live in Porterville, for example, you need to be one of the first 58 if you're wanting to get on that bus. Same thing in Visalia, same thing in Tulare. And so if we have a huge, overwhelming response, we'll see if there's more buses available, but we need to make sure we get commitments from people early. And I mean, I say early, but we're in December 6th right now.
Yeah.
So we're less than a
month away.
So if you're interested, and hopefully you are, let's get those reserved now. So Paul, if you can make that phone call, follow up and get it for cheaper, that would be awesome. I don't know if you have a contact that would be able to make that happen, but anyway, we do have news on that. So again, $40 a seat. To get to and from Sacramento on January 3rd. So that's going to be coming up, and you're going to see a lot more about that here pretty soon. So good stuff. I'm excited.
We'll have to keep pinned at the top of the page so people can find it.
Yeah, for sure. So excited about that.
Yeah.
All right. Just sticking with the theme of events here. We also have an event on Saturday. Now, this is give me a second and I will get this up on screen. But it is it's a rally that we're doing in in Exeter. And some of you might be like, well, why does this stuff always seem to be in Exeter? And one of the reasons is when we're doing these collaboration events with people from all over the county, Exeter's kind of a good centralized place. Like Porterville, it's easy for them to get to Exeter. People who live up in the hills, Three Rivers, places like that, a lot easier for them to get to Exeter than it is to get like to Tulare or somewhere like that. We will rotate events through some of the other cities, but in this one, we decided to do Exeter. So what this is Tulare County Freedom Rally. So there's a couple other organizations. Some of you know Blessings of Liberty, which is our sister group out of Porterville. There's a new one that just started up. It's Tulare County Coalition for Freedom. And so this is James McMurtry out of the hills of Exeter, who's he's the brainchild behind doing this thing. And really what we're going to be talking about a lot is kind of our next steps. We do have sort of a plan that we're putting in place to put some pressure and go on the offense when it comes to our school boards. So we've been playing defense and just asking them to come alongside us for a while. And like we've said for the last couple of weeks, it's time to start going on the offense. And so there's kind of a game plan that we're going to be laying out that, I'm excited about. I think it's going to be really cool. And so we're going to be laying that out. Some of you have asked about the note on the flyer about your ID. It does say, don't forget your ID. And I know some of y'all are excited because you're like, that means there's alcohol, but that's not what we're doing there. The ID is going to be for a notary who's going to be on site, because we're going to be doing, we're going to have affidavits and things that we'll be eventually turning into school boards on site. And to sign affidavits, they have to be notarized. And for a notary to identify who you are, they're going to need your ID. So you don't have to bring your ID to get in, but if you want to participate in signing affidavits, then we're going to need that just so the notary can get you hooked up. So anyway, it should be good. There's going to be food trucks out there. There's a local smoke house sort of place that's going to be out there with food, which excites me. There'll be a coffee bar, some different food vendors that are coming on site. It should be a pretty good thing. We have a handful of speakers lined up to talk about different things like your constitutional rights and responsibilities, taking back our public schools, homeschooling, if that's the option that you want to go with. We're going to be talking about replacing school board members if it comes to that. And we're basically there at this point with a lot of them. We're going to talk about peaceful noncompliance. We're going to be officially announcing kind of a campaign to not mask our kids when they go back from Christmas break. So we're going to be trying to get any and everybody on board with that as well. That's kind of peaceful noncompliance that actually I was talking to our sheriff about that today. I had a meeting with him and we were talking about noncompliance and how that really needs to be the answer, which I think is ironic coming from the sheriff, but we have a great sheriff. So, he's with us 100%. And we're going to be talking about taking the fight to Sacramento, and that's, a big part of the January 3rd thing as well. And, what can be done about that. So anyway, the event on Saturday is going to be a good one. It's going to be chilly, so bring a lawn chair and bundle up warm. I think the weather, when I looked at it this morning, said like a high of 53. So, it'll be in the low 50s, maybe upper 40s when we are out there at noon. So it'll be closer to the high. So it'll probably be in the low 50s, but it will be kind of chilly. So layer up and come out there. But it is important, if you can get there, to get there, and it'll be good. There'll be some great information, and it's always good just to rally the troops. So
yeah.
So that'll be positive. School board seat. So Visalia.
Oh, Visalia.
Visalia. You guys are always having drama in Visalia, right? Right. Always drama. No,
I always knew that, I don't know. We live in Tulare, and so, I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not going to say it.
So there's an open seat in Visalia. So I think it's area 6. Somebody just said Thursday night. What is Thursday night, Paul? Paul, you want to clarify what you're talking about with Thursday night? But there's an open seat in Visalia. So basically the way they're going to fill that is they have applicants, and they're going to interview the applicants as a board, and then they're going to vote to bring that person in. And I want to say that's a 1-year appointment. And then they're going to put it up for a vote. But they do have 4 candidates. that have applied for that seat. Several of you know the candidates, and I know there is one in particular that people are kind of getting behind, saying that he is the most like-minded person that we have. And so you can put in the comments who that is if you want to. And
They did.
They did. Oh, Bob Ainley. Okay, all right. So it's there, and so they say VUSD will be filling it Thursday night. Okay,
That's what Paul
so Thursday night is going to be the meeting. Now there is an opportunity for the public to ask questions as well.
And
so
yeah,
if you are in, go ahead.
and like submit a comment
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, like a public comment area. So there are many of you who have voiced approval and disapproval of certain candidates. So we would encourage you to show up on Thursday night. If you're a Visalia Unified parent, teacher, administrator, like whoever, show up and lend your support or ask the questions or say the things that need to be said. So, just be there and make sure you can get your 2 cents in.
And even if that's not your area, I mean, if that's still your school district,
right,
then
yeah, you don't have to be in area 6 to have a say.
Yeah, no, but it'll be the board that's voting ultimately.
Right.
But they still represent you.
You bet.
So if you have questions or concerns, yeah, just like Jimmy said, show up and let your voice be heard.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anything we've learned over the last several months, is that the makeup of these boards is critical. And so when there's an opening that shows up, we need to get somebody who's like-minded with us into those seats. And, I think we were probably fortunate, and, those who know Catalina Blair say that she will be, an advocate for causes like ours, which is great. And so, this seat here being open, we need to make sure that we get somebody who shares our values into that seat. So, whatever it is that you might have to say, make sure that you are at that board meeting and willing and able to say it. So does anybody know, is Visalia RSVPing still, or do you have to?
I don't think so, because it should be at, Paul, do you know? Will you confirm? I think it's at the LJ Williams Theater. It should be, because that's where the one was when they had the last one.
Okay. Yeah, if somebody who knows, maybe a Visalia person, if you can comment there, and then we'll put something in the group, or if somebody from Visalia wants to just drop a reminder to everybody as a post.
Hey, maybe we should go on Thursday and put more.
We'll go put more touch cards in everybody's cars.
So, I think I already told everybody. But when was that? There was a special board meeting.
It was last Tuesday
for Visalia.
Yeah, where
they were giving out awards, and so somebody was like, "Hey, this would be a good opportunity for you to go and put, like touch cards on people's cars." And so I just found out like that day, and I think. Was it a Tuesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
We were like decorating for the float before that. And then I get home, and then Jimmy gets home from work, and I'm like, I'm thinking about running up to Visalia really quick and putting these touch cards on people's cars. So we like ran up there really quick, and we were putting touch cards on all the cars, like around.
And I'm thinking about coming home from work and eating dinner, but some stuff is just more important, I guess. So no, anyway, we did that, and maybe we'll do that again on Thursday. Maybe we'll walk in and show up, and who knows? We'll see. But anyway, all that just to say that Thursday is going to be a big night in Visalia. So that's a big deal. And who's serving on these boards can be the difference between voting one way and voting another when it comes down to mandates and putting pressure. So hopefully, if we can get the right person in, it's one less person that we have to vote out later when they're not standing with us. So let's try to get the right person in.
Right now, there's 6 people on the board. The board is comprised of 7 people, but right now there's 6.
Correct.
And they're filling that 7th seat.
Right.
And I want to say it's 3 and 3 kind of split, like as far as
ideologies.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think that's right.
So
yeah, this will be kind of like the Supreme Court justices, getting things to swing in a conservative manner. So, make sure that you can do what you can do. Talk to your board members. If you know board members there in Visalia, make sure that they know how you feel and how they should vote when it comes to this stuff. So I'm seeing LJ Williams and I'm seeing College of the Sequoias Theater.
So Paul commented, Paul put both of those comments. He said
Okay.
LJ Williams, I think. And then he says College of Sequoias Theater at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Where is that at?
I don't know.
Is that on the COS campus? The main
Guessing so.
campus?
Well, let's get some clarification on that, and then
Okay.
we'll make a post just to remind everybody of the importance of that. So we would ask somebody in Visalia take the lead on getting us that info, or put together the post yourself. It doesn't have to come from us.
Well,
so
and, just to give an update on our other admin, Crystal, poor thing, she's in Facebook jail.
Oh, yeah.
So she takes a lot of the lead for our, Visalia and what's going on in Visalia and stuff like that. But yeah, she got sent to Facebook jail. So
yeah, it was stupid.
Sorry.
It was one of they're
Crystal. I'm
dumb.
sorry, Crystal, that you got sent
anything
to
that
Facebook
doesn't
jail.
anything that doesn't march in lockstep with their agenda, they flag it, and it's stupid. The thing she got put in jail for was ridiculous. But anyway, that's personal opinion.
Well, but I'm just
follow
saying,
us on Telegram. Anyway, all right. So,
okay.
that's basically, I think, across from the former Merle's Drive-In. Okay, so it is at the COS campus. So they're just moving this stuff around. They're not.
That's kind
being
of odd.
consistent.
I wonder why they didn't just keep it at the LJ Williams. But whatever.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yep. So that's where it's at. So, December is the month of Christmas, right? There's a lot going on in Christmas. And because of that, school boards typically do one meeting in the month of December instead of two like they normally do. So next week is a super heavy week when it comes to board meetings. I know most of the major districts are meeting next week sometime. So, check our website, www.unmaskedtularecounty.com. There's a calendar there where you can check and see the school districts and get the schedule for the board meetings. If you have questions, then we can help you out with that, reach out. But it's important to show up. I know that like here in Tulare, we've got a lot of teachers who are planning to show up and make a statement to the boards and saying, look, it's not okay what you guys are doing. And so, hopefully if you're there on Saturday at the event in Exeter, we'll be lining out more of what this is going to look like as far as the process, but it's going to start with putting a lot of pressure on them at the first of the year to come up with answers and to, actually answer the questions we've been asking for months. And if they don't, we're going to potentially look at filing a grand jury complaint and looking for an indictment for maladministration is the technical term, but it's basically not holding up your oath of office, which is to follow the Constitution and to protect all of us. So we're looking at several different ways of potentially removing people, starting with just asking them to do the honorable thing and resign, which some of them might say, I didn't sign up for this, I'm out, which would be great. As well as, voting them out when it comes time for them to be up for reelection, as well as possibly doing recalls, although those are really difficult to get done. But the fourth method we're looking at is a more legal process through the grand jury. And so we will be, marching towards that as well. So, we're going to hit them from several different directions and try to, again, I'm kind of hopeful that once they see pressure from us, they will maybe lean more our direction and realize they need to do something. But if that's not the case, then they need to go and they need to be replaced with people who will stand and realize that they represent the people and not the other way around.
I think honestly, a lot of board members are, they're getting their advice from the attorneys, or, the CTA.
Right.
And, I do believe that there's a lot of fear mongering going on. I'm sorry. I'm
definitely.
I'm just gonna say that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I don't know whatever you want.
I know. And I'm gonna end up in Facebook jail.
That's okay.
I've never been to Facebook jail, you guys.
Might do you some good.
Right. But so I think that I think a lot, not all board members, I think a lot of board members are being kind of controlled by fear.
Yeah.
Because of what these attorneys or the CTA or whoever is telling them. And
I kind of liken it to, taking all your advice from Dr. Fauci, right? So
Sorry.
whatever your opinion is of him, and I'm sure we all pretty much have the same opinion of him, you have a guy whose job is to uh, deal with things like pandemics. So, he's coming from a place, and even if he was like on the up and up and not shady or whatever, like somebody in that position is coming from a place of like trying to do everything you can to protect and get rid of a pandemic and blah blah blah. I feel like attorneys are kind of the same way. Like they're coming from a standpoint of, okay, what's the most defensible thing that you can do? And that's the advice that they're going to give. It's like, it's not what's the right thing to do. It's not what's the constitutional thing to do. It's what's the most defensible thing that you can do. And so it's always from a defensive standpoint when it comes to this stuff. And so like Health and Human Services, they're going to be the same way. They're just looking at it from strictly trying to, I don't know, eliminate COVID cases or something. They're not looking at the big picture or anything. So if the school districts are taking their advice from them, it's going to be a defensive, fear-based,
Yes.
sort of thing. And then the CTA, I'm sorry, teachers, if you're still a part of the CTA, you need to get out of the CTA. Those people are evil, as far as I'm concerned. They're like the mafia, modern day mafia of California. So, that they have an agenda.
Yeah,
They're pushing that
well,
agenda. I know that locally, you guys have your local chapters and you have all that kind of stuff. But what you don't realize is the big decisions are not made at your local chapters. Like maybe the color shirt you can wear on Wednesdays, like those things are negotiated locally. But when it comes to like the policies that they're going to push for from a statewide manner, if your union is any way associated with the CTA, you're contributing to the mess that we're in at this point. Get out of the union. Look at the Unity Project and the guidance that they're giving to everybody on getting out of the union, how to replace all of those things. And, if you're worried about your bond, if you're worried about your, coverage with that, there are alternatives that are actually better and cheaper if you get out of the union. So anyway, all that just to say that when board members and superintendents are influenced by attorneys, union thugs, and health and human service people, they're coming from a place of fear. And so, they fear all of those things, but they don't fear us. And it's time that they start fearing the repercussions that are coming from us as much or more as they're fearing the repercussions that might be coming from Sacramento. So anyway,
well said.
we're gonna be hitting them from all angles here, right about the first of the year. We're not going to press too hard prior to Christmas because, other stuff is on everybody's minds. But we want to make sure that we're just keeping everybody in the loop and keeping everybody kind of engaged. And, come January 3rd, I feel like that's going to be the kickoff to something that's huge. And we know that, probably at the beginning of the year, there's going to be some crazy announcements or things that are going to come down from Sacramento or President Biden or somebody else that, we need to really stand up against. So, we're kind of preparing in the background and, getting ourselves ready for when the other shoe drops. You guys who are on here with us tonight, you're our faithful. You're the ones who you're the ones who've been with us from the beginning. You're the ones who are standing. You know how difficult it's been to get people to actually mobilize and actually go out and do the things that we're asking to be done, that need to be done. And in all honesty, like what it's going to take is another round of something crazy coming from Sacramento or coming from wherever to really get people fired up. And so when that happens, like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but when Governor Newsom made his announcement that there was going to be school-age children mandates, for this vaccine, we were growing steadily, up a little bit as a group. And when that happened, we went like this. And so it's like, some crazy announcement like that motivated people to action. And it's just human nature. Like people are it's a 24-hour news cycle. People are, kind of over it. We're talking about other things now. Things seem to be kind of trending in the right direction. And so the passion starts to wane. And as much as that frustrates me and you and those of you who are probably on this right now, that's the reality of what we're seeing. And we need to be ready to strike when the iron is hot, because we need an army.
Yeah.
We need more than the 50 of us who are passionate and like really on this thing. We need all 1,500 in the group to get passionate again. And so that's only going to happen.
Well, and I think some people, sorry to
No, you're good. You're good.
I think some people are kind of sitting back and waiting to see how a lot of these court cases play out.
Sure.
And I'm thinking, I don't know, like putting your eggs in the court's basket. I don't know that I'd want to do that, but that's just my opinion.
Sure. Just want to say hi to Jim. I see you're there on YouTube, so welcome, and we appreciate you being there. Jim is one of our guys, actually, who Jim Manley. For those of you who don't know him, he's one of our guys who's been working on the affidavits. He's a rock star when it comes to that stuff, because I don't know the first thing about that, but he does, and he's kind of taken the lead for us. So, we can all be grateful to Jim, and you'll see and hear more about that really, really soon. And it's good stuff. So good stuff is happening behind the scenes, and it's coming front and center, and it's time to go offense. So we can put down the baseball gloves and pick up the baseball bats. Well, that's not a good way to say that. Don't take your bats with you to school board meetings, but it is time to go on the offense. And they need to understand that there's risk to doing nothing. And we're going to create that risk, and they may not sit in those seats for very long if they choose to do nothing, because we're kind of in a constitutional crisis here, and need to get this thing back again. So
yeah. And another thing to consider is, and I think I said this last time, but know the area that you're in, know what area that you're in, and if you would consider running for one of these board seats, because the thing is, it's only part of the I don't like to say problem, part of the problem, but
part of the problem, I'll say it,
is to maybe have to remove some of these board members. But then the other problem is, who are they going to be replaced with?
Right.
We don't want to replace them with another person that's like-minded as they were, because then we're just kind of back to square one. So and the thing is, we can't, we have kind of our core people, but which is probably comprised of 20, 30-ish people. It's going to take more than that.
Yeah.
You guys, that's just the bottom line.
Sure.
Like, we can't do it all. It's going to take, just like Jimmy said, it's going to take all 1,500 of us to find some sort of area where, we need to kind of get involved and get plugged in, whether that's being a board member or, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that we all need to be board members. I'm just saying.
But don't discount that, and we've talked about that too. A lot of people are like, I could never do that. And the truth is, you could do that. And, I just want to encourage everybody who's sitting out there, and, maybe there's a little something, that you're feeling in your chest or in your heart or your mind, saying that little itch that says, what, that's you, that you need to go sit in that. So, that's how God works. That's how the Holy Spirit works. It's not usually a giant billboard out in front of you that says, hey, you need to get in there and do this. But sometimes it does go that way.
Right.
But
that'd be nice.
But a lot of times it's just that little inkling, that little feeling that you can't shake. It's that little, that thought that's planted in your mind, and you just keep going back to it, and you're trying to shove it down because you don't want to do it. You're kind of trying to shove it down because you're scared to do it. But we've talked about this a lot recently. This has been one of your things is, I'm scared of doing all this because it's uncomfortable and it's unfamiliar, but do it anyway. Right.
Yeah. Everything I do lately is afraid.
Yeah. So, but you do it anyway.
Like, I was scared at the parade.
But that's how you conquer
I
those
did it
things.
anyways.
That's how you conquer those things. So, when we talk about not allowing fear to rule you, that doesn't mean that there's never going to be fear. That doesn't mean that your life is just free of fear. What it means is, when those things come, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And I got to give props to my wife, because she's been just saying that repeatedly over and over again lately, is that, when you're afraid, just keep moving forward and do it anyway. And that's how you conquer fear. So, if that's you, and you're sitting there and you're just like, man, I can't do that. Or you're like, man, I want to go speak I feel like I need to stand up and speak at a board meeting, or I need to, have a meeting with my county supervisor, or whatever it is that's on the inside that you feel like you need to do. I want to encourage you to just, even if it's something that's scary, like, do it anyway. And that sounds so simple, and really it is. It's a difficult thing to make yourself do, but go do it anyway. And you'll see that, that fear will start to not be able to rule you, which is exactly what we're promoting and pushing in this group, is to not be ruled by fear, but to, be ruled by God and how he's leading you to live your life. That's what independence and liberty is. So anyway, that's hopefully a little bit of an encouraging word, but just like what Marilyn was saying, we need people who are going to step up and fill these roles. So,
and another thing is, you don't have to have a special degree or diploma or
no,
PhD or doctorate or any. You don't have to. There was one person who was talking about it, and she was saying, I don't feel qualified. Like, I'm just a mom.
yeah,
And I was like, I think that actually makes you more qualified.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so, just be encouraged with that. You don't have to have any sort of special degree.
Right.
And so anyways,
Yeah.
take with that.
No,
what you
that's fantastic. And I mean, so government in America is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And what that means is that, all of this is based on we the people stepping up and saying, you know what, I'll represent people. That's what I'll do. And that doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. You don't have to have things figured out. That just means you're willing to step up and be a person who is willing to represent the people. And so, no doctorate required, no rocket science degree required, none of those things. Like Marilyn, if you're a mom or you're a dad or you're a grandparent or a community member who's concerned about the direction that things are going, that qualifies you.
Mm-hmm.
You are qualified to do this stuff. So, don't think that you're not. So that's good stuff. It's a good word. All right. Well, we're going to cut this thing off. I think we're about done. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to say?
I felt like there was, we were going to just do a quick dealio about our congressman. The news about that. Yeah. Everybody probably already heard.
So if you're under a rock today, or whatever, or you just stayed away from the news like a lot of you do, Congressman Devin Nunes, announced today that he will be no longer a congressman, effective, I believe, at the end of December. He's going to go in January. And what's he doing?
He's going to be like the CEO for like Trump Media or something. Yeah, I don't know the technical.
So Trump's new like media and technology platform. He's Trump's new media and technology platform. Devin is going over to serve as his CEO, which is actually pretty cool, because that's CEO is about as high up as you can get. And it'll be a guy from little old Tulare serving as Trump's CEO for that thing. So I'm so mixed in emotions on this one, because I'm bummed that we're losing him as our congressman. He's done such a good job for us and for the nation and for our district. But on the other hand, I'm excited for opportunities that are coming his way, and hopefully what that can mean for us as well. So hopefully we'll find some good candidates, and there'll be people who can step in and do what needs to be done. What?
You know what I'm laughing at?
What are you laughing
at?
That
That comment.
What, Jimmy for Congo? Oh, yeah. Who put that?
Paul.
Oh, geez. Yeah. No. Maybe in another life. We'll see. So anyway, yeah, that's gone on today, and we'll see where it goes.
I don't think, and just on a side note, this is just my opinion, but I don't think that Congressman Nunes or President Trump is going to just say, okay, there's this open seat, good luck. I do think that they are going to, they probably have somebody in the works that they're, already thinking about that would be a good candidate. I would think. I mean, this is all just my opinion. And, I'm hoping that there's somebody that they will endorse.
Right.
That hopefully we can get behind. But,
right.
I don't think Congressman Nunes would just leave and not kind of have somebody
leave us
in
high
mind.
And dry.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he would do that to
to
us.
Well, we'll see. Time will tell.
So
Yep.
anyways.
Cool. So I just see somebody posted, probably talked about this. Any updates on January 3rd? Yeah, if you want to rewatch the stream, we did talk about that 10 or 15 minutes probably about that one. So just in the interest of not repeating right now, we'll, yeah, you guys can drop it in the comments or whatever. But we did talk about that towards the beginning of the live video.
Yeah, that was Lotella. She just came in late. Yeah, Lotella, if you don't mind just listening to it from the beginning.
Yep.
The details should be in there. If you have any further questions, you know how to get a hold of me.
Cool. And there'll be posts that detail that probably starting tonight. So anyway, all right, guys. Hey, stay encouraged, through this holiday season. And I was just thinking, I love Christmas so much. Like this is my favorite time of year. And I was just thinking the other day about how like Christmas this year almost feels like a burden to me. And I don't like that just because there's so much going on. And then I think about, oh crap, we got Christmas too. And I really don't like that. And I just want to encourage everybody to disconnect a little bit and allow yourself to be festive. And, this was something really, the parade kind of did it for me, to be honest, because I was feeling a little bit down about Christmas before our Christmas parade. And that really kind of got me in the Christmas spirit. But I just want to, remind everybody that, the reason for the season is Jesus. And, him coming to save the world. He is liberty. He is freedom. And, the United States is the first country that was really ever founded on the principles of the New Testament gospel. And so, there's all the church and religion and, all that stuff. But really, Jesus is about freedom. And so he is the author of our cause. He's the author and the true leader of what we're doing. And so this year, we celebrate him coming to earth. This season, we celebrate him coming to earth. So anyway, it's a good thing. So take some time, disconnect a little bit, and enjoy the season. We're not going to be like too hot and heavy on this stuff probably through the rest of December, but just stay connected, stay in the know, keep one ear open on what we're doing. Come out on Saturday so you can kind of see what's going on, and then get ready for the 3rd, because when we come closer to the 3rd, we're going to be hitting that really, really hard. So anyway, love you guys. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. It's cold and dreary and all that fun stuff. But anyway, again, we love you. We appreciate you. We're grateful for all of you and all the new friends that we've made in this journey. And we'll talk to you soon.